How's it going, everyone? Just want to start on a quick little update video. I've been following suit lately. A lot of people have been jumping from Windows to Linux. I am one of them. Crap, really? This ain't a Linux problem, this is just... There we go. Good thing for that. I'm gonna play some Mario while I talk about my experience here. Now, I'm not really the one to answer a whole lot of questions because I'm learning stuff. I played with Ubuntu a long time ago. And like a lot of people, one of my main problems with it was compatibility with not just games but other programs. Sometime in the late 2000s, early 2010s, I figured out about Ubuntu. I actually got a physical disc in the mail. They were giving them away for free. I put it on the old family computer, and we didn't have the internet, so I had to learn how to install things from Debian packages, which was fun. I would go to the local library with a flash drive to download stuff. Thank God for local libraries and really any institution that stays open just because, like, they want people to have access. That's kind of what switching to Linux is all about lately, because a lot of these big tech companies, they've been overstepping their boundaries for a while. Again, I don't want to go into full detail about that because there's a billion and one other YouTubers saying the exact same shit. Got that wrong. Welcome to Mario Kart. Sorry, I'm probably not going to edit this video, so you're going to have to deal with my ADHD ramblings. But I'm trying to get the hell out of it and get the hell out of my funk and start doing stuff again. I'm not exactly sure how to start, except just come out with something real and earnest and honest and all that. With everything that I have. I love this level. So if you've been following, like, the news around the Steam Machine shit and all that, Proton Linux and all that, basically, Windows is quickly losing its status as the big boy in town for gaming. And it's not just a thing that happened overnight. This was like years and years of work, and they're still working on it. You know, something to do with how Windows is structured that is difficult to replicate, but they've been figuring it out. And aside from that, I'm not even playing anything Windows related right now. I'm using the Azahar emulator, which has a straight up port to Ubuntu. It's pretty nice. You know, one of my favorite things about owning my own computer, one of the reasons why I've been a gigantic computer nerd my whole life is because it's mine. I can tell it to do or not do whatever I want. Shit. At least it used to be that way. Really? The start menu in Windows used to just be like, oh, here's your notepad and your MS Paint and your pinball and all the apps you've installed. And then it's just like, can we use AI to send you to where you can buy a new necktie? We heard you talking about that. It's getting creepy and I don't even have the energy to be surprised by it anymore. What I do have is ability to observe things and notice patterns. And what I'm noticing right now is a lot of big boys who have been getting away with a lot of shit in recent years. Specifically Microsoft. They're finally tasting themselves some humble pie. It's finally starting to catch up with them. And the cool thing is, it's mostly just people who want you to have your shit, your computer. That's what computers are for. Don't get me started on AI shit. You know what? This is the video for it anyway. My opinion is very simple. AI could potentially be used for good, but right now it's not. One of the biggest problems since the very beginning when it came to that shit was people wanting to use it and be vague or entirely dishonest about it. And for a lot of people, myself included, I thought that was like the minimum bar. Like, look, you can make stuff with your computer, it's fine. You can make your computer make stuff for you, that's fine. But just don't post shit on YouTube like, look at me, I'm an artist. And you know, as an artist myself, there's a misconception that I've seemed to have noticed. It's not entirely unfounded, but it is a misconception, is that we artists somehow feel special, superior, maybe? I don't know, maybe if you're one of the absolute big famous ones. I'll tell you what I want as an artist. I want to be able to make what I want because it's fun for me. If it's not fun for you, then you're not an artist, and that's fine. That's fine. Not everyone has to have all the things. You still want to experience, like, being able to think up something and bring it into existence in one way or another. And I get that. That's awesome. That is a cool thing to be able to do. I don't know. I think we need to wait until NVIDIA and all the big tech companies I feel like the bubble's gonna burst. Like, there's way too many people just jumping right into it, barely even knowing what they're even doing. And that's like the selling point to them that I've noticed, is they don't have to know shit. It's like, I can just let the fucking ChatGPT do all my thinking for me. And it seems like they're more enamored with the fairy tale feeling of it. Like, this is the future. We're finally in the future. I mean, yes and no. We've kind of been there for quite a while. I mean, you go like over a century into the past and show them a tablet, freaking indoor plumbing, they're gonna think it's pure witchcraft. Alright, it's time to bring on the skills. That was the skills, ladies and gentlemen. Basically, what's going on right now is no one knows what the fuck's going on right now. And everyone's too exhausted, too upset, to everything, this, that, and the other, to really be able to give any kind of real analytical viewpoint on things. It's not necessarily anything new, but it is growing. Within this past year or so, specifically, like humanity's been looking at the movie Idiocracy as a roadmap for a while. All the events going on lately have accelerated that shit even more so. But I'm not a complete doomer when it comes to this kind of thing. I think in the upcoming decades of all of this shit, we're gonna learn a lot about ourselves. At least some of us are anyway. I mean, some of us just ain't gonna learn shit. That's just kind of how it works sometimes. Another big thing I think is happening lately is people are starting to discover that, you know, regular people are allowed to make cool shit too. It sounds kind of obvious, but at the same time, it's like... Well, as far as like media, movies, music, TV, all of that shit goes, a lot of us have never ever really thought it possible to be part of any of it, because it was like, it's a special thing. You got the proper equipment, you got the networks and the know-how and the people. You want to make an awesome animated movie, you gotta have like 15 years of animation studio college and all that. Want to make a game, gotta go to MIT or whatever and learn how to program. And we've been kind of learning a little bit slowly that it's not always like that. Personally, another reason why I love computers so much is because if you dick around with them enough, you learn how to do cool shit with them. Shit that was never possible even a few decades ago. You got a $30 drawing tablet, and I can put it to use with some free software and make an animated pilot right now if I wanted to. I was working on my own game, and I will be starting a new one soon. I've already been brainstorming. I really don't want to try and make the same thing over and over though, so like, I don't know, maybe I'll come back to some older versions, but anyway. I think one of the things a lot of the big boys are starting to realize is that we're starting to realize that we can do this. The days of like Hollywood and LA being in charge of like all the movies and music and shit, that's just about over. At least I hope. You know, there's a place for like the big boys with their big budgets and their huge like lineage of expertise and company insider knowledge and all of that. The problem is we haven't seen any of that shit from companies like Disney in like a while now. Like, what the fuck? And what I'm talking about is like, they just got complacent. They just bought up all the companies and they're like, you're just gonna take whatever slop we gave you now. We don't even have to make the magic anymore. We just have to repackage it, resell it. Before they even knew it, they packaged it, they sold it, they put it on a lunchbox. I got the quote wrong, but you know what I mean. It's just kind of insane how there's like this cynical viewpoint of like, you know, that's just nature, you know, the rich eat the poor, or survival of the fittest and all that, which is, you know, kind of, but also like there's a lot of effort, a lot of effort being put into making people think they can't do shit. You go on YouTube, you see 1,000,001 video thumbnails of like, oh, it's over, this thing is done. PlayStation is killing social physical media. It's just so finite and definitive. I don't know if YouTube thumbnails were to be believed, the apocalypse was 20 years ago. And it was caused by 5G towers and COVID. Really, Yoshi? Oh damn, people are too exhausted to think. And right now, this is exactly when we need to. It's just observations of a random ass millennial who's never quite fit into regular ass society to begin with. Was never really my cup of tea. One thing I firmly believe in is I don't think we're put on this earth to be thoughtlessly obedient. Especially not to each other. right now the biggest bottleneck for me personally trying to do Linux stuff is my graphics card is an NVIDIA card, RTX 3060. Not bad, not great, but from what I can tell, NVIDIA is trying to be a bit difficult in some respects. And hopefully this video will come out. But I had to download like a whole nother thing. A whole nother like desktop. I had to learn about like what Wayland and DX11. I'm still learning that stuff. But one's like almost perfect actually, but not with OBS for whatever reason. I'm learning. It's fine. I win. I don't know. I guess this was Rabid Rants. Part something other. Thank you.